I just wanted a shiny tube. I'm not gonna lie. If I actually went on the site hoping to just buy the tube.
I'm glad that's recording. I just wanted the shiny tube.
Yep.
He's a tube chaser.
I am.
A total tube chaser. That's worse than a tater chaser. Is a tube chaser.
I mean, Scotch is more expensive, so it's got to be better, and it comes in tubes. Welcome back to another episode of Power of Bourbon. Tonight we have a blind tasting. Well, not really a blind tasting. Chuck will tell us what the bottle is coming up here in a second. But yeah, so we're going to review this, which we'll let Chuck tell us what it is.
Yeah, so we're going to review Barrell Bourbon Batch 26. So this is a blend of a few different ages. I think it's 9, 10, 11, maybe 12, 13. I don't know. It says age 9, so that's the youngest. Distilled in Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So yeah, coming in at 112 proof. So as all of barrel bourbons are, cask strength. But yeah, we actually tasted this as part of a blind flight. But tonight we're going to give you the full tasting notes.
Yeah. All right.
I'll definitely get some like orange vanilla on the nose.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit of sweetness on the nose.
And then there's that subtle
subtle, not so subtle.
Yeah, subtle, not so subtle. Well, I'm trying to think of like the words to say. Charcoal filtration process, I guess, is what it would be for the Dickel notes. Some people call it Flintstone vitamins. Still have not gotten around to going to Walgreens and eating Flintstone vitamins, so I can tell you if that's what it is.
Probably would have more growth if you did.
Yeah, probably.
So those notes come through more for me on the palate and the finish. Subtle on the, like you get it there in the back of the nose, but I'm getting more of the citrus and vanilla. Maybe a touch of ethanol on the.
Yeah, it is on the back of the nose, a little bit more subtle. For me, right on that palate is where you get more of those traditional Dickel notes.
Yep. And then on the palate, like this one's interesting to me. So a lot of bourbons I have completely coat the mouth. This one, it really stays kind of to the side and the back of the tongue. It doesn't ever really get to the front of my tongue on the taste profile, which is a little bit different.
I agree with you a little bit. I'm feeling it more here, and I feel like kind of in the back.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the coating on that. The palate itself, I feel like is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not overly flavorful, but enjoyable.
Yeah, you get a little bit of that orange, a little bit of that vanilla, and then in the end of the palate into the finish, I get almost a little bit of a sour note that is there, kind of like I don't know, like a warhead. After you suck on that thing for a while, get that little note, and then it just kind of lingers around for a while. It's not a like pepper or barrel spice on the finish. It's just, I don't know, almost like an ethanol finish a little bit for me.
So I was actually going to say, I feel like the front end of the finish here, you actually get we don't often describe it this way, but I would actually say you get like a pleasant ethanol kick at the start of the finish that then kind of transitions from kind of ethanol to that sour that you're talking about as I feel like the initial kick of the ethanol dies down. That is pretty unique, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And enjoyable.
I think some of that sourness is like a fruity note that I get a little bit of. It reminds me of some of the American whiskeys that I've had. It's a little bit lighter in flavor. You get some of these like almost Scotch notes.
Yeah,
like that comes through for me at the palate, which kind of goes into that finish as well.
All right, so let's put some numbers to it. So obviously availability, when it comes out, it's widely available for that, I'd say about 3 months, maybe 4. That being said, the other day I went into Kroger and they had a batch 19 for $80. So when it comes out, you can probably find it if you try a little bit. It's pretty readily available, and it's usually right around the $80 to $90 price range, right around there. And yeah, so on the nose for me, it's got a really good nose. Definitely has some stronger notes to it and everything like that. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
I'm the same. I thought it was a 3.5. I enjoy the kind of sweet fruit, maybe a little bit of orange or just orchard fruit on the front. 3.5, solid.
I would have been at a 4. The vanilla, along with the sweet, it opens up nicely as it sits in the glass as well. This is for me, the nose is the high point.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. All right, Brian, what do you think for the palate? This is when I always remember never start with Brian because he takes like forever.
Yeah. The palate for me, there's nothing special there. I'm probably at a 3. For the palate, I enjoy it. It's nothing special. So yeah, I'm at a 3 on the palate.
All right, check. So I can crush your hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I'm at 3.5. I mean, I like the pear notes that I'm getting, along with some subtle. It's almost like there's some spice there. It's not a strong cinnamon. Maybe like some light baking spice.
Yeah, I would say for the palate, I can definitely say a 3.5. There's a little bit more there than I would say for a 3, and more with the unique notes of pear and everything like that. But then for me, definitely starting out, the finish has got to be a 3. It's okay. It's not great, and to me, as it goes on, yes, there's those fruit notes, and it's still delightful. But then a little bit of that sour note and ethanol comes in and kind of takes the predominant note and kind of knocks it down a little bit for me.
So I will actually go to 3.5 on the finish. I enjoyed the finish a little bit more. I enjoyed the ethanol on the front end, and the fact it wasn't an overly powering ethanol. And then you got some of the different maybe orchard fruit flavors mixed in there. And then is it transitioned to sour, like almost like a sour apple type of sour maybe. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It lingered for a little bit. 3.5. And the fact it was a very unique finish that was also enjoyable factors into that 3.5.
I think uniqueness is maybe the key word here. It's not necessarily what you expect from like a high rye mash bill bourbon. And I think I like that. So it's taking me a little bit, and I don't drink a lot of Scotch or Irish whiskey. But those are the notes that's kind of how it finishes for me. Obviously at a cask strength. So it's, you get a little bit of the, ethanol helps it linger with that proof point. So yeah, I'm at a 3.5.
All right. So then at the end, as always, are you going to hunt this? You going to buy it at a bar, or are you just going to pass? I'll go first. For me, it's, I'm going to buy it at a bar. I always enjoy trying the different barrels and everything like that. It's honestly just a little bit outside my price range, but it's also one of those when I've tried them and I luck out because Chuck's going to buy them all anyway, and I find that bottle that is something super special, kind of like I did with Discovery #4 because Chuck got all the discoveries. I will do the same with Barrel, where I will buy that bottle. But for now, I'm just going to try them at a bar and enjoy all the different nuances.
For me, it's probably passed as well. A little bit on the price point. For me is what I'm getting, but I would definitely try this at a bar. The caveat is there if you're looking, if someone's birthday is coming up, holiday is coming up, something along those lines, and you're looking to get something like I think this is a quality something to get for a special occasion. You're not going to be disappointed, especially if you're kind of just in that mood where it's like, hey, I'm looking to get that something special. Once again, when these come out, they are widely available. so it's a unique thing you can get when that happens. But just if I'm doing my day-to-day or week-to-week shopping, probably passing, but would enjoy drinking at a bar or drinking a friend's.
I'm gonna buy, of course, always. No, and of the batches, we had this question recently, I think on both maybe Instagram and YouTube. People were asking, okay, that's great. There's all these batches. What's your recommendation of all of them? 24 has been my favorite of recent ones. 25 was very good. I think 26 it's right in there with those. And so I wouldn't have hesitated to do 26 again. TJ, my question for you is like, if this isn't like, you've tasted batch 21, 24, which made, my top 10 last year, like which one's going to be special enough for you to purchase?
I don't know. I have to wait and find out. I'll know it when I taste it.
Okay.
Say, I was gonna pass on all the discoveries, and then discovery number 4 was just that amazing. And now it's got me like, do I just go buy my own discovery 5, or do I let Chuck do it and then try his? But now slowly everybody knows about it, so it's disappearing off the shelves. I mean, tough choices.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And that's the sad part is on some of these is you're going to get to the point where you can't wait. Like you're not going to let someone else buy that barrel first, and then you go back to it a couple weeks later. Discovery Series, same thing. They're on some of these you're going to have to start just buying on reputation. The FOMO got you.
No, it's not FOMO. It's just I know they've earned it for me.
The quality's there. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, thanks for watching. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tell us in the comments below, what is your favorite barrel bourbon batch that you've ever had? And if you haven't had a barrel bourbon, let us know why not. Maybe, Chuck answers comments every once in a while. Maybe he'll talk you into a bottle. So once again, thanks for watching.
Stay neat.
Power of bourbon.